What's up, blockchain crypto pirates? How y'all doing today? I'm coming at you from Venturi. I've been out of town for a little bit, and while I was gone, Venturi got an article written about them in Yahoo Finance. So I wanted to go over that. I was pretty excited about it, and I think it's pretty cool. Things are starting to heat up, and we really have something very special in our hands here with Venturi. You know, this is the coolest, most solid staking platform I've ever seen, and it's on the Tron blockchain. It's ran by some serious devs who have a really great story. All that matters in the long run. And the way this all comes about is really cool, and we're going to go over that. The article goes over that, and we're just going to go ahead and run through it real quick. So the way this platforms work is you have three separate sections, right? You have this auction here, and it looks like this. And you come in every day and you enter the amount you would like to enter into the auction, and it attaches straight to your Tron wallet. It's very simple. You just put in the amount of Tron you want to enter into the auction, enter it, your Tron wallet pops down, you accept the terms, just basically saying, I agree, I want to be in the auction. And then based on how much you put in there and how much everyone else puts in there, we derive this number, how many Vent per Tron. So the Vent in today's pool is 2.356 million. Right now, if the auction was to end with nothing else happening, I would get 145 per Vent per Tron, giving me a total of 145,000 for my 1,000 Tronics. Obviously, this number will go up throughout the day, and so this number will go down, and so will this number. But that's the basic auction. The auction ends, you collect your what you won or what you got in the auction. You come over, you decide how long you would like to stake it and for how many days you would like to stake it. You stake that and you start earning dividends. When your stake is released, you get 20% of the Vent back. It's part of the circular tokenomics and all of the Tron collected. Pretty cool. Now you can take one, as a bonus, you can take one of those contracts, one finished stake, and roll it into this passive income situation here called VentLink that pumps you out 1% a day, 310%. Now with the different lengths, like with you being able to choose how long you stake and how much you stake, you got a large amount of game theory in here and different ways to play this, because you can roll one completed stake into VentLink to earn your passive income. That 1% dripped at you, 310%. Very, very cool, very, very neat how it's situated and how this all came about. I think it's super, super exciting, and it's very cool to get us over here on Yahoo Finance and get an article written about you, right? I mean, that's big. Venturi DeFi contract is now on cryptocurrency investors' radar. Cape Coral, Florida, August 18th, the Globe Newswire. Venturi is now a household name as one of the best DeFi platforms out there on the Tron blockchain. We're not quite a household name yet, but we will be. The decentralized finance space has been a hybrid of both innocuous and a disorderly location for some time since it went mainstream by cryptocurrency enthusiasts. With a lack of regulation and regulatory code standards, the DeFi space has been somewhat of a Wild West scenario where smart contract developers with ill intentions create contracts to heist investors from their funds. Venturi came to the limelight because it was created by a community that was once rugged. I mean, they were ripped off, right? Once rugged of their assets, and as a result, the team has made a commitment to deliver a unified dedication. They promised to have a passion-driven mindset and to eventually make sure a time came when smart contract platform could be trusted again. Hence, Venturi is now a platform where investors could easily sleep at night and rest assured their funds are safe. SAFU, which in the crypto world, you got HODL, you got SAFU. SAFU just means that your funds are safe. And it came out as safe as but you know, that's a long story. I could go into how that came about, but you know, there you go. Venturi was assembled by the community, for the community, on the Tron blockchain. Venturi community investors mostly came from a contrastive project called GXY Staking Platform. This previous project had keen tokenomics, but had an I like this, afflicted-minded developer. Yeah, he was afflicted-minded, all right, that eventually stole their funds from staking the GXY tokens. These tokens were not backed by the native currency Tron, which, as a result, sanctioned his gains with more dividends by manipulating the contract. So, complete scumbag. The abominable developer, after thieving approximately $750K, then went one further and staked immense amount of the GXY tokens to harvest any new investors that came in, to harvest funds from them. That is just absurd and disgusting. Fortunately for the team, a white hat dev was also an investor of GXY, who thus had the motivation to become a leading role in the development of Venturi. His essential goal was to make sure investors were not wounded yet again and could have a safe avenue to stake their funds. So, completely by happenstance, by luck, we happen to have this white hat developer, and so now we got us a audited, rug pull proof contract to be a part of, and a team, and yeah, it's really great. I really like it, and happy to be here. And I'm going to be just loading in as much as I can for the next good chunk of time. As a result, a revolution began to make this space authentic and safe for investors. With that in mind, the Venturi team wanted to make sure these factors were always followed within the organization. Venturi had to benefit GXY users and every other investor fairly. They had to acquire an authenticated blockchain development team. Venturi had to be a self-sustaining platform, allowing investors to join at any point and still get a fair share dividend. The amount of stake time had to be considerably measured to avoid suicide staking, as the team wanted to stress the importance of a utilization of access control. Investments have evolved over the millennia, and now the 21st century has ushered in Venturi, made by investors for the investors. And like I said, without the scamming, without the crap, without the pain, without the ripoff, without the tears, this thing wouldn't have come about. That's part of what gives this thing its story. What kind of, hero's tale, you always have to have that point in the story where something goes wrong, where something goes terribly, terribly out of place, and it creates a change, a fulcrum, a pressure point where our hero has to take on a different journey or change his mind's perspective and travel a different path and start anew, right? Without the ripoff, we wouldn't have this story. So sorry everyone lost their funds, but something better has come about. Investments have evolved over millennia, and now the 21st century has ushered in Venturi, made by investors for the investors. This platform has allowed for a safe investment to be governed by a smart contract, allowing the trust to be built by the community day by day. What is Venturi, you may be asked? Venturi is the future of DeFi staking, as it provides a solution to the issue that has gone astray in the decentralized space, to provide a riskless yet symmetrical platform that investors can trust, unlike any other decentralized application or dApp staking platforms. Venturi, by definition, is highly lucrative staking dApp platform built on the Tron blockchain that adds a sustainable referral-based, low-percentage staking platform and a local exchange in one unique circular ecosystem. Venturi is a fork of a decentralized staking platform and GXY, but will not provide the same fate as those two projects has, as the Venturi team is one that can be trusted. And it's actually a fork of a few different contracts, making it very, very cool, building on all that came before that. Initial funding was raised by the Venturi team. Funding of Venturi was met by the development team, and Venturi is diametric because it was built by the guards of these passionate crypto investors. It is routine for a staking platform to give day one and day two funding from the stake to the developers, which is hard-coded into the contract and accepted by, hard-coded into most contracts and accepted by most investors. That's not the case with Venturi. This was not the case with this. There we go. These first days were used to provide liquidity on JustSwap. So they took the first couple of days of the auction, at least the first day, and put that on JustSwap. JustSwap, for those who don't know, is a decentralized exchange on the Tron blockchain. It's like the main one. And they initially put at a fair price those coins up for first day liquidity. This is important and shows a lot of trust and a lot of good stuff. These first days were used to provide liquidity on JustSwap, and some were used in a unique way to benefit GXY investors and then all investors. Moving forward, part of the 5% taken daily from the auction will be used for marketing, maintenance, and a small portion to the devs. Taking only 5% from the daily auction instead of the standard 10% is another bonus for investors in the platform. And of that 5% that the devs are taking, they've been like giving that back in like different burns and things for like coming back to us, the users. And it's quite refreshing, actually. Venturi took a different approach by listing Vent, which is the ticker for Venturi, as a currency on JustSwap at a fair price. Vent was also bought from the auction pool, and staking pays out 8% interest daily over the 5.42% from other staking platforms, which is pretty cool, and it makes it interesting, a lot more interesting with the game theory and how the tokenomics work. Check out my other videos for getting into that. We don't want to be here all day. Vent dividends are released by 95% per day of each auction, and also penalties have been set into place to cut out bad actors. So every day, 95% of the funds that come in are distributed to the people staking. All of those stipulations are built to boost the token price, and 100% of all TRX penalties go to support Ventleak. It's important. 100% of all TRX penalties for the whole platform, right? So if you don't collect your stake, or you don't within 7 days of your stake being over, or you don't collect your tokens after you won them in the auction for some weird reason, those coins, the Vent, gets burned. That helps everybody. The Tron, sounds like from here, goes to support Ventleak. Pretty damn cool, making sure that all stays sustainable and everyone's getting their 1% drip. While all Vent penalties go to burn addresses, all right, one more time, all the TRX penalties go out to support Ventleak, while all Vent penalties go to burn addresses, which decreases coin circulation and makes Venturi more profitable. Venturi tokenomics. Venturi generates interest through the idea of inflation of Vent and rewards. To minimize inflation and add a new twist to the gameplay, 80% of the Vent tokens are burnt after each stake is over. The Venturi smart contract doesn't just pay out Vent, it mints to reward stakes of five basic principles. 1, the amount of Vent staked by the user. 2, the amount of Vent staked by everyone else. 3, the period for which the user stakes the Vent. Obviously, if you stake it longer, your percentage is higher. The Vent flat inflation rate, which is compounded daily. The amount of TRX paid into the contract. All those things come together to determine what's paid out. Very, very smart, very, very mathematical. Venturi intriguing gamified concept. Daily auction lobby. There is a daily auction lobby, which I showed you, that starts from 2.5 million Vent tokens per day and is distributed between the investors that participate in the auction based on their purchase amount, so per capita. This will reduce until it hits 1 million tokens per day, right? It will reduce over 365 days until it's 1 million tokens per day, and then it will stay at 1 million tokens per day. Daily Tron dividend. Every day, 95% of the auction lobby will be allocated to users based upon their staking terms. New gamify theory. Investors can roll ended stakes into Ventleak, my favorite, which is the one way to get in. If an investor ends a stake early, which is against the rules, there's a penalty and a loss of Vent and TRX. 95%, guys. You don't want to end any stakes early. It's a serious punishment. Ventleak. This is also known as the passive reward layer. Investors can choose to roll their completed stake into a 1% per day, 310% max passive income with up to 5 downlines. But to pick the best entry, investors have to choose their stake amount and length wisely. Investors must complete the active stake before rolling again. Venturi Exchange. So you can only have one Ventleak going at a time. One of them has to finish before you can start another. The game-changing transition of Venturi is the on-site exchange that investors could easily swap Vent to TRX and many other tokens. Well, let's look at that really quick since I didn't show that to you. You just come over here, you come right down the side and you click on swap, and you have a full swap feature here. You can put in whatever you want, swap to whatever you want, get yourself some TRX to go into the auction, and you can get in with any of these tokens. You send them on over and transfer them into TRX, and that will get you in the auction. Look at all those. Got a lot of different tokens that you can send. Really nice exchange built right in. So pretty damn nice, Okay, so let's head back over to article. The game-changing transition of Venturi is the on-site exchange that investors could easily swap Vent to TRX and many other common tokens. To conclude, Venturi, in all fairness, is unmatched by its prowess as a trusted DeFi staking platform and is built by the community for the community. As each day passes, the trust built in Venturi keeps flourishing. To know more about Venturi, go to their website. Hey, check out my other videos. Grab the link in the description below. Go have a look. I think you are going to be impressed, as I am. The community keeps growing day by day. The Telegram is growing. The Twitter is growing. And these guys are just getting started. They just now started marketing this thing. And so we're looking to, as the early adopters here, we're looking to seriously prosper. But everyone who comes in is going to be in a sweet spot. So I'm super stoked about this. I'm as bullish on Venturi as I am on anything else out there, and found me a nice home and a nice place to be. And I am going to continue to load this thing up for a good while. So appreciate you guys. You got any questions, leave them down below. I'll try to answer them as best I can. Come over to the Telegram group, leave me a comment, or go to the Venturi Telegram group and drop in there. It's exciting little group. Everyone's very active and all that good stuff. And shouts out to everyone in the group. I appreciate you all. Keep on pumping. Appreciate you. And I'm out.